you for listening to Crazy Conversations with Miss Kim on IntellectualRadio.com. Welcome back to Crazy Conversations on the station that, of course, feeds your brain. I am Mrs. Kimberly Watkins Allman, author, life coach, child care professional, and truth teller. We are going to dive into an amazing conversation that should be effective and helpful to every household. But before we dive in, let me properly welcome my executive producer, the one who keeps the vision grounded and the one that keeps the conversation real. Hey, wifey. Thank you for coming in on this cold, rainy night. You didn't have to, but again, thank you for always riding with me. Welcome to the mic tonight. You ready?
Yes.
You ready for this topic?
Of course.
Okay, well, now we have someone amazing that we would like to introduce. I would like to welcome the guest that came in to do a crazy conversation with Miss Kim. And that guest tonight is Alexis Scott. Thank you for creating the guide for today's language to today's teens. I'm welcoming her to the show. And thank you again so much for coming in, Miss Alexis Scott. Are you ready for this crazy conversation?
I am.
Okay, you're gonna have a lot of people mad at me, but I gotta say what I gotta say.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about your project.
Okay, the title of my project is House Etiquettes for Teen Girls. And this project was brought about because of an experience I had with my teen daughter. Um, I'll go into the detail. I don't want to go like right into it right now, but it was inspired because of my daughter, just knowing that how she operates and how her attitude is like affecting things on a daily, like our relationship. I'm like, I should write a book. I should put that in a book. And I was smiling the entire time.
Well, tonight our conversation is titled When Advice Isn't Enough, because we got to be real. And when I say real, I mean real, because sometimes talking at our teens isn't working anymore. So sometimes advice just doesn't reach them the way we need them to be reached. Tonight we are discussing what it really takes to raise confident, responsible young women in this generation. I am excited to dive into this conversation because, again, this is something that we need back in households, all nationality. This is not just something for African American families. We are bringing house etiquette back for teen girls. We are bringing them back into the household. It's so different. This generation is so different than the generation that we both came up in. So again, I had the opportunity to get all up in Miss Alexis Scott business. I know she like if Miss Kim called me one more time, she sent me one more, that's okay. When I see a go-getter, when you see that Miss Fix-It lady, the one that carries her burdens and 1,000 other people. She helped build an empire and she can run it with her eyes closed. So when I heard that she had got into writing, you already know I'm trying to be in the business. So I'm all in her business. And she's saying, did my husband tell you to call me? And I'm looking like, no, your husband didn't tell me to call you. I just saw what you were trying to put out there for teen girls. Why wasn't this manual here? Why wasn't this Bible for teen girls not available when I was raising teen girls? So me having a conversation with Alexis it made me feel like I did everything wrong. So now I can't get mad when my kids go around the house and sing bad mom, bad mom. It's okay now. I'm realizing that I did not do everything correctly. But again, you all get another chance. You all get a chance of what it takes to help these young ladies. You all have that opportunity now, and you will also have the part one, the part two, and the part three from Alexis Scott. She's going to be coming out to mentor. So if it's any schools, any churches, any daycares, anybody that works with cheerleading coaches, athletic teams, let her come in and properly train your teen girls. It is so needed. And again, if I could just go back to my village, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Like, I got some questions. I gotta be in Alexis' business.
Okay. Now.
So I want to talk about the book, and you gave me a little bit of what inspired you, but I need to know what really inspired you to write about this teen girl at.
So, although my daughter's situation, like how she responded to me, made me write the book, I thought about how I was as a kid. And I was like, well, I know I had a smart mouth and I know this, but I'm like, some stuff we just couldn't get away with. And like, where did I change when it came to being a parent to my teen daughter? So that made me want to go write the book more. And honestly, as I was writing it, it was triggering for me too, because I'm like, oh, I still do that.
So why did you choose a big sister tone instead of a strict, stern, firm parent voice?
Because she don't listen to me. So
Didn't we just have this conversation? What did I just tell you? I said I have to teach, and I have had to teach my children how to treat me, because me saying, okay, all right, it's okay. If I talk in this tone, then I'm mother of the year. But when I get down with them like we on the street, did I hear them on the phone? Oh, my mama, yeah, she just this. But you know what? I was always raised, the mothers that do the most, we treat it the worst sometimes. And the ones that's out there drinking, stripping, not worried about where their kids at, gave them to the system, blah, blah, blah. We don't get credit for standing in to help parent someone else's situation. But again, we have an opportunity to do things different. And this woman here is one of the reasons that it can be done differently in households. I
yes,
appreciate you
thank you.
letting me be all in your business. But when you say when advice isn't enough.
So when advice isn't enough, I decided to put it in a book because my thing was if I put it in a book, maybe she'll read it. But now I'm faced with she don't like reading it. So how she don't like reading, so how do I go with that? So now we got to sit down and have a conversation, and by me reading a book and bringing something back to her and asking her questions, how do you feel like about this? If someone responded to you in this way, how would you feel? And she give me the little head like, so why you respond to me like that?
Exactly. So that's why I told you I had to switch things up. I had to start replying, commenting, um, like they homie.
Mhm.
So if that consisted of some name calling, oh well. I didn't take my first drink until I was 40 years old. And I wondered all that time, man, these mothers out here having a ball, baby. But that's okay. I had my first real drink at 40, and I'm at 51. I understand now.
That's
I
amazing.
understand now. I understand what was going on in the 80s now with parenting. I truly understand. So, one of the things in the book that was a section that is amazing, that a lot of parents should be able to respond and relate, the hygiene the room care and the self-respect, that section, you know, I just want to know your views on why is hygiene such a sensitive topic with these teens and this generation? Why we can't talk about if you musty or not? But they will say it to us. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. If I put on my pajamas 2 days in a row, it's all on Snap. You know what I'm saying? Mama bogus. Look, this one, you know, I just all kind of stuff because everything goes on social media.
Yes.
So it's like, you. I mean, how do you talk to them about? Look, I mean, they sell oil sheen. I mean, come on, you know, it's a. I know that you had those socks on. I mean, how do you reach out to this generation of teens and young adults?
Well, so for me, with my daughter and her hygiene, if I smell something, I'm like, "So did you do this today?"
See,
Yeah. Well, so why the attitude? She's like, "'Cause you asked." I'm like, "So what if you walk past a friend or something and they tell you that you smell a certain way? How would you feel?" Well, she said, "I don't stink." I'm like,
Mhm.
"Well, if I smelt something, you smell away. So I need you to go correct that because you're outside representing yourself. Like I'm doing the best I can, but when you're out there, you're by yourself. So you have to put up a good look for yourself. So I need you to be on point about your hygiene. So I can get really in her and like drill her about the hygiene. She go and fix it, and then it's like she didn't want to do it. So I see the stuck up, and it's like the nose. It's like
But again, so why they take offense when parents say it? And but they don't get mad at their friends that say it because they probably gonna say blank you stink, or you know, at least we'll say, you know, did you run out of body wash, or we'll say something mothering, you know,
yeah,
not just come out the back and say be you,
you
you
stink.
know, that's but that's the way you reach them though.
That is the way. So I'm learning that when I say something to her, she don't want to hear it from me. So I did take one approach where I have somebody else say it to her so she can get it. It's just like for her, I'm always drilling her. I'm always telling her something. And I can remember being the kids too, and they was like, "Well, this and that," and it's like you hear it consistently. It feel like you're nagging me now, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I feel like she's getting from me when I do say something to her. So she don't want to be corrected by me. She rather it come from someone else because I do it too much apparently.
And so we did not get the opportunity to talk much on, were there any elderly advice given to you as you worked on this current project? Did you get any elderly advice? Did you have to go way back?
So for me, right now, the elders in my life are deceased, but I did take on what they taught me in the past, and they always say you don't want to be stanking in front of people. That's what they call it. So you
Mm-hmm.
got to look your best. It was always about appearance, and that's what I tried to preach to her. So I just recall from the help I got from when I was a kid, like the people that showed love and they were not family. So
Mm-hmm.
I just drew from that, from what I had, and not a physical person being there no more. It was just the experience, if that makes sense.
Well, with me, I appreciated the elders, the neighbors, the community. I mean, the whole entire village that did play a hands-on part of my
Hmm.
upbringing in North Lawndale. You know, I had some real good women that would not settle for certain things that this generation, you know, does. And even the way I was brought up, I still did not implement that in my own parenting. In my own parenting, I can say that, you know, my answers to elderly giving me advice about my kids was they mine. You know, don't talk about my parenting. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what fragrance to buy. Don't tell me that they can't use Degree and I can only buy Mitchum. No, I was not accepting that, and I was a parent. But was I doing it correctly? No. I should have been listening myself. But you know, one thing that I can say, the young Miss Kim should have shut up and let my village help me. But see, at 51, this 51-year-old Miss Kim need to get on the phone and apologize to that village that was trying to help me with my bad attitude having kids, you know? So they saw the little attitudes in them when they was toddlers. So some of them I had to end up, you sometimes I see, I have to keep you. Oh my God. Yeah, she told me. Yeah, she told me they was bad. They weren't gonna listen. So just, I mean, it's all in who contributes to your village, because they think it's, like you said, nagging or all up in their business. But you ain't got no business. If I got to go and if I got to tell you to go in the bathroom and handle your business, you ain't got no business.
No business at all.
So when you just got to come out the bag, I just want you to call me and say something crazy, Miss Alexis. Tell me something crazy you responded to when you address some of this house etiquette that you're dealing with in your household. Call me and just make me grab me a cut water because you and made me fall out because you ain't got stood firm and you ain't laid the law down.
Oh man.
I want to hear your voice go up a notch. I want all of that.
Jesus.
Like,
when my voice go up a lot, a curse word come out.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. So
It's okay.
my daughter recently, just in the car ride, she said something to me, but the way she said it, it was in a tone in which her daddy do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me a little look like I'm gonna say, I asked her to do something. I asked her a question and she just was like, I'm like, you don't hear me?
Mm-hmm. So who gave her the right to make you revisit trauma?
Who gave
Who
I think
gave
I
her
gave her the
permission
right.
to do that?
I gave her the right.
For her to treat you like someone that she knows hurt you.
Because it's a what she see around her. So I feel like this too. If the other parent doesn't have respect for the other parent, then the kid can kind of pick that up too. They can see where they can walk over the individual. And I feel like that's what my daughter picked up. So she's different with me than she is with her dad. She wouldn't dare say the stuff she say to her dad. But because I'm nice and I let her get away with a lot, because I remember being a kid, my aunt and uncle who raised us from like 12 on up to like 16 was strict. Couldn't do nothing.
Well, you know, this is crazy conversations with Miss Kim. So let me tell you this. When you said don't respect, you know, you live in North London,
Yeah.
right? Okay, and I told you that's where I'm from, right? Okay. They got something to make uncooperative co-parents respect you. But we're gonna keep on going.
I was gonna say, tell me what it
They
is.
got something to make people respect you. You know where we from. So again, it's no reason for your child, your teen, to make you feel any kind of way because she wants to make you relive some trauma that you didn't deserve.
Yeah.
And so instead of some of these teens not jumping on sides, but they know right and wrong, but they will be so quick to jump on the wrong side just for a number one at McDonald's. That person ain't got to do nothing else but supply that number one, a medium, not even a large.
Well, she want the specialty that they got.
See,
like it's a character.
Oh, that Grinch.
That's what she
they
want.
asking me for Grinch meals like they got whole jobs. Tia Titan. Woo, baby.
I love them.
So also in the book, we needed to find out why is accountability so much harder with teens in this generation.
I because accountability is harder because we've let them get away with so much. I think we've crippled them with trying to be a good parent. Maybe we didn't have the best parenting, or we feel like we didn't have the best parenting, so we gave them so much so they don't have to be accountable now because you've been doing it all this time. Now you want to tell me like to act a certain way and do a certain thing, but I've been getting away with it all this time, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, because I guess I was taking up all your time when we had our little time when we were getting to know you and your project, you said that it was something that you wanted to know about me, and I shouldn't just be in your business. You want
No,
to
you
know some
shouldn't.
things about me.
Yeah.
So Sam and I, we ready for what you want to get in our business. Come on. What
Okay,
you
she turned the other way. So I was told you raised 16 girls
Mhm.
in one household. Now tell me your business, y'all business. How did that look on a day-to-day basis?
Yes, I had a bonus child, and I was the guardian of one of my deceased daycare parents' child. I had two foster daughters that were siblings, and I had two biological daughters of my own. So that looked wild. It was a lot at times because uh four of them had were the same ages. So it was like I had two 7 year olds, then two 9 year olds. So, and then being the same age as my daughters as well. So
Mhm.
that was a whole lot, to do. But again, fostering was very important, and it was one of the things that I love to do. I do say crazy stuff about mothers stripping and dancing and leaving their kids, but again, if it was not for those moms that had to make some disturbing decisions. Some of those moms are moms that have blessed me with hundreds of kids that I was able to foster and also mentor. So again, with that, it looked very, very difficult. And I just knew that some was gonna I was scared to tell her, when we had met at the class reunion. I'm like, no, we on a good terms right now. Everything's looking positive. I just can't tell her what's at my house. I said I just can't tell her what's at my house. But it was a lot, but it was fun at times. Like I said, I was a different type of mom. I didn't like the back and forth, the sibling going back and forth, and oh, I'm gonna slap you. No, I'm gonna do this to you. I was the type of mama that went in the living room and moved the furniture. So you all want to fight every time I go to bed. So I take the dining room table and put it in front of the house. I take the dining room chairs and put them on the porch. Now y'all go for what y'all know, because you're not gonna keep waking me up.
Sound like
You can
fun.
get them on the phone right now, Mr. Earl. Get them, call either one of them and ask them. I'm moving the furniture. Y'all gonna get it out y'all system, because I cannot keep going through this, and I gotta hit this floor at 4 a.m. every morning. And
Yeah.
y'all wait until I go upstairs, and then y'all kick it off. So no, I'm telling you. So it was hard, but again, it was nice. Some of the things, they, like I said, they were all baptized. They attended church. They all graduated high schools. All of those things were, some went to college. It's just, I still look back, and when I think about the parenting and these house etiquettes that I did not have in place the way I should have, you know?
Yes.
But these teens did not understand that we as kids had to have a whole meal ready when our parents got home. We had to pick up 6 siblings from school, get them home, get dinner started. Mama had already left a note on the refrigerator, take the chicken out. So again, we got to have the sides ready before she even get there. So you ask these kids to take some out the freezer and you already know what's going on. You already know. Everybody on social media gonna know. Period. Everybody gonna know. So
I agree.
I mean, do you feel like teens are struggling with their identity? How do you think a lot of them are?
I think it's an identity struggle, but the most important part is the authority. Like,
Mhm,
they don't like the authority figure. Like, they don't want to be told what to do because how they're living now, they grown.
mhm.
Social media paints a different picture for them, and a lot of them are living from that aspect. They think their life is social media, and it's not. Like, we live in real life.
This is real
This
life.
real life.
And about that real life, I want to ask some about what you said about the house when you first had the opportunity to visit. Tell the listeners what you said. We gonna owe Mr. Earl a couple bucks because you might start cursing.
No.
We gonna owe him I'm gonna post date him a check.
No, it was like a training house. It was like an institution.
Really?
But the
Yes, it
crazy
was.
institution.
It was no. Seriously though, it was a training institution. For real, the
Okay.
training, they knew how to do everything. No, it was 6 girls, but the girls, it didn't bother me because I grew up with sisters. It's 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we used to all the girls. So she was like, I got this. She was scared to say. I was like, oh, that's nothing. But when you went there, it was structure. It was like a training house.
That's
But like
good.
you get to know different types of jobs. You get to know how to make money, but you get to know how to do like a PowerPoint outlet. It was like I said, it was a training house to me. Clean up, cook, but they knew how to do everything.
So you was preparing them for the real world.
Real
Yes,
world.
because I had just got into a relationship, and at that time when some came around, they were all about to leave for, they were finishing high school, so everybody was about to branch out. So that made the world of a difference too,
Mm.
but I mean, I wanted them to be able to live without me because I always tell them, mom is not guaranteed to be here. So these are the things that you should know. And yeah, I did have them showing them how to write a check, how to write a personal check, just in case mom is sick. I said, if I ever get sick and I can't write, you all can write this out for me. I mean, I did have illness that took me from not being able to be able to write and different things like that. But again, it's not always, your biological kids that will learn the things that you need them to learn in order to give you the proper care. Because again, this was a child that I was a guardian to that would take my bandages, rewrap them,
Mm.
take care of my wounds. And, you know, I lived in a house with a whole nother adult, but I had to reach out to a child. But because I've showed that child those things and to always let them know that your parents are not guaranteed to be here. And these are life skills that you all need to be listening and watching me. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
doing this in front of y'all for nothing. So learn what I'm trying to tell you because again, God forbid you should, if something happens, you don't have to go live with anybody. You know how to maintain, you know what to do when you get out there. And I was so grateful for the way some did bring it to me because, you know, I I tried my best with what I knew. You know, I could only teach them as much as I knew.
Right.
So a lot of things that we had to do as teens, we did them ourselves. We did them ourselves. So this is why I get upset to see that. And then you have that in your book about the peer pressure, when parents know that their child and their kids are going through some severe peer pressure.
Yes.
What kind of advice can you give parents?
Oh, well,
Because that part made me nervous, but go ahead.
I think we just have to be understanding and remember like when we were kids, because I remember what peer pressure looked like for me, and I just remember being told not to be a follower. So I couldn't do what you was doing because I knew that my mom and dad used to whoop us.
Mhm.
Like I knew if I did something, I was getting a whooping. And I come from a family of 9, but 8 of us in the house together. That I was the example setter. So peer pressure for me, I didn't follow people because I didn't want a whooping, or I didn't want my siblings to see this happening and they felt like that was the way to go. But when my daughter's dealing with it, I see the shift in her energy. Her body language changed. She's more aggressive. And I'm like, so something happened that you're not telling me about. So when I'm talking to her about peer pressure, I tell her you can't be like everybody else. You got to stand out. So if you being like everybody else, then nobody's going to respect you and they can't take you serious because it look like you don't have your own mind.
Yeah, because the one of the things that when we were doing research was the way that teen girls, how they act inside the home opposed to outside the home. And we were talking about the how soon should you start teaching them. I mean, this independence need to be started at a young age, just like the hygiene component. I mean, as early as 2, when they start going to the bathroom by themselves,
Yes.
they should be taught proper etiquette
They should.
for the bathroom.
Yes.
I promise you.
They
Because
should.
you will not always sit on a pink, soft toilet seat. Sometimes they will be out at North Riverside and they may have to use their facilities.
Yeah.
And you already know how that is. So, how what advice are you giving for parents on helping to build confidence?
Well, so I think what's important to consider when you're dealing with your child confidence is letting them pick things, like take when you go shopping for like toiletries, they should be able to go with you and pick it like the brands that they want. Because my daughter is big on that. It's something that starts with an E. I never heard of it. TikTok.
You said they should be able to pick the brand.
Pick the brand. So if they can afford it. So if you can't afford it, then they should be able to like pick up what they want, but not it being like a crazy cost. I think that matters because that's helping them build their identity too.
I see you ain't gonna call me and tell me
I
you
am.
did nothing crazy. I see that now because you talk about you let them pick the brand.
Well, so
I don't care if it's secret and great value got it too.
Yeah.
We going with the great value.
And that's understandable. So sometimes we have to go with great value because my pocket don't always look the same. So I'll let her have. For me, that's like a treat for her.
Okay.
But when she start acting a certain way, you're not picking what you want to pick no more because you're not even treating me right.
So that means go to Dollar Tree.
Then we go to Dollar Tree.
Okay.
So that sounds like it. But she gets stuff like she got that privilege to pick what she want. But at the same time, that privilege can get pulled based on how you treated me. And if it's an inconsistency, like I do something for you and you nice to me and then you mean after, I'm not doing it no more.
And the reason why I was questioning you so much about the confidence part is because after seeing the way I was parent, the way I did majority of my parenting, it made me want to help. And by me being in the daycare industry, the need for confidence is something that I have to do every day.
Yeah.
And with the confidence component, that made me become a life coach, and confidence is my specialty. So I build confidence, and as I read and finished up that part of your summaries, I knew that building confidence is sometimes harder in the African American household.
I would say it is too, because sometimes that confidence mean me letting her say what she needs to say to me and me not getting in my feelings because I'm an adult and you a child. Sometimes they have to say it, because if you keep shutting them down, they're gonna go into the world and shut down or respond in a way that's not even good for them in that moment. So when it comes to the confidence, I let her talk, but I also tell her to remember, I'm going to let you talk, but remember, I am your mother. So you can't say things a certain way, but say it, but be respectful. Because I don't want you to think you can be disrespectful and you saying what you need to say. And now
I'm gonna just put you down for December 9th, 2026 of calling me to say that you said something crazy. Because I just don't think it's gonna happen between the next 21 days. So I'm just gonna put you down for next year this same
I'm going to say
date.
something crazy.
Yeah, if you just go home and say something crazy.
Well, I do. So my crazy, I don't really go crazy. And I think I don't go crazy because of what I experienced as a child. I was a child who was shut down. I was a child that had to be a people pleaser. So the most crazy I'm going to go is saying fuck, or and that's it. And I'm gonna get loud. And then she like, well, why you acting like that? I'm like, because that's the only way you listening to me.
Ooh, that's the only way. When you have to act like that, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Just some of the stuff I be having to say, I'm like, I'm tired of every Sunday I'm filling out a response card and saying pray for my kids. That's why, I mean, they know what's going on at that point, you know. So every Sunday I'm submitting the same card because I had said something all week to them, and every Sunday I know I love my church. Ooh, my Sheldon Heights, they know I love them. But I know they tired. That I don't miss a prayer request. I promise you. And it's just like, they like, oh, it's her kids again.
Yeah.
Yes, my kids again. So it's like, oh my God. So we got to have those strict moments because again, what they don't even understand what's gonna happen to them when somebody on the street say it don't necessarily have to be a friend. It could be a friend or a friend. You know how they go places in Entourage. You can be musty and walk into one of your friend's house.
They gonna be like, your friends stink.
You know, and see, and then like I said, you'll take that. But if mom say, you know what, I just went to Bath and Body Works. I got a whole lot of fragrances. Go on in there, take care of yourself, and enjoy those new purchases that I made. They gonna fly off the handle.
Yeah.
They gonna fly off the handle. Oh, they gonna say they having all kind of triggers and we did this and we did that. At this point, I just love to be blamed for everybody's life being bad. Because when they start that bad mom stuff, I say bad daughter. That's what I said. When I say, if I was a bad mom, ask yourself, what kind of daughter was you? What kind of son were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Help me release some of my trauma for real.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see you in Chicago and all over the world showing parents how to put this etiquette book into their lives, because it got to be something that everybody has. So what are you going to do next?
So my next thing, sorry to cut you off. My next thing is to do a book signing. I'm looking to do it at a coffee shop. I was looking into the library, so hopefully it'll be done like the early part of January. That's what I'm looking to do while they're like fresh off a break. I want the opportunity to put books into girls' hands that can't possibly afford it. Like, there's no way that they can afford it. I want to be able to do that. I'm looking to bring together a program where I could do like sponsor maybe 10 girls and have them have the opportunity to make sure their clothes are washed on a weekly basis. They have the toiletries that they need, and just that support system, and not being their mom, but being somebody that care for them and they don't even know me. So that's my goal.
And I think that's going to be amazing for you. So since you have completed the book, Can you tell me if anything has changed in your household?
No. Well, so it do, and then it go back down because it only lasts for a moment. So she started reading it, and when I noticed that when she was reading it, she was doing the same thing that I was doing. We'll read it and be like, oh, that sounds like me. I said,
Mhm.
so what can we do to change it? So I did confront her about the room. She changed her room up. She make sure she keep it looking a certain way, because that's the part of the book where she went to, where it
Mhm.
talks about your room is your first apartment. And I'm like, however you treat this room is how you're gonna treat your apartment. So if you leave it junky with food underneath the bed and things like that, that's how your apartment is gonna look. So she changed how she do her room. Her clothes isn't all over the floor, and she's mindful of that. And because she don't want to hear me, because I just pop up in the room.
Well, I don't want the listeners to feel like your book, House Etiquette for Teen Girls, is more than or a book of rules. It's about identity, confidence, self respect. And I promise you, we appreciate everybody that can contribute to someone's life, because just like Miss Alexis just said, that she wants to help some children and some teens that she don't know. And that right there is a lot, because this generation and some of these teens are just not welcoming and open. So you're gonna have to do a whole lot to reach them, but just by reading everything, you ready.
And if you notice too, like in the book, I don't use words like an adult would use,
Mm-hmm.
because they be like the T is
Mm-hmm.
or clock that.
Clock that.
So I put a
Clock
lot of
that.
that
Mm-hmm.
in the book, because I want them to see like this is coming from their standpoint. Like as a teenager, I should be doing this. I should want this for myself. So just helping them create their identity, like you just said.
It's okay to say clock that, Miss
Yeah,
Alexis. They saying that on TikTok in every
that's
national
why I
in
put it in
every
the book.
language. So clock that.
Clock
They
that.
understand. Trust
Yes.
and believe. You may have some teen girls that will get together as a unit and use your book as a platform, as they start to help their generation, because again, it has to be passed down.
Yes.
It has to be passed down. And again, we just hope that they will embrace it, because we didn't really get the opportunity to embrace those kind of things. That was just shoved down our throat.
Yeah.
So I mean, we couldn't say no, we wasn't gonna take the chicken out, or we couldn't say no, I'm not picking my brother up from daycare. So we could not say those things. We had to have things done when our parents got home from work. So some of the things that these teens get away with is it's something. And it basically, um I promise you, if some of this stuff that this generation of teen is doing don't make you want to get your tubes tied, that's all I can say, because it's too much.
It
It's too
is.
much work, though. You know it, right? So
Yeah.
I promise you, it's too much work. It's like you can't please them in no way, shape, or form. You gotta be their friend. I just don't understand. I mean, and I guess that's why so many parents walk around and say, that's my bestie. But wait till bestie get a mate. Baby, this teen generation, they will throw their mama on
I'm the best.
hosted for their mate. Baby, ride the pace across Miss Kemp. Just put it like that. They ain't thinking about mama then. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying? They mama will get drug from Halsted all the way down to the Dan Ryan. I promise you, or the Bishop Ford. You cannot. I don't know. I'm lost somewhere. Like, it has to get better. And I'm just so happy that at this age that I don't have to really raise teen girls. Yes, I do work with teen girls, but again, it's only so much that I can pour without,
Mhm.
overstepping my boundaries,
Right.
with parents. So, that those type of things are important. That's what I'm telling you, that this generation of parents, a lot of them don't want the help of the village
Right.
unless they late picking their kid up from daycare. Then they call the village.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or they late on their rent or whatever the case may be. Then they want the village.
Yeah.
So it has to be um a better way, that we will be more receptive of people helping us keep Ray Ray out of trouble. To keep, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because sometimes, how those elderly people on the block, and some of them that wasn't elderly, that was just your parents' age, how they would always say, just because you don't listen now, you ain't going to be about nothing later.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I promise you, I just want to go on the block and I want to spin the block and say, I'm sorry, when I've had my kids and they running up and down the street and they telling me, you can't be over here thinking you gonna party and go visit everybody and leave your kids with people. Yeah, I did that a few times too. So I got on Avis. I was so frantic that I was on the block, and some of the people were sitting on the porch and stuff. Can you watch the kids for a little while? I'll be
Yeah.
right back. And then I didn't come right back. So again, I totally know what it felt like to take advantage of the village,
Yeah, definitely.
So I wish I had that opportunity to reach out to some of those that were in my village, because they were telling me to, listen, this is how you should do this. Make them pick that up behind themselves, but we just were the type of parents that we didn't want anybody telling our kids anything. But we get mad if families say, don't show up at my house with your kid.
Mhm.
So those type of things was important in households. Like, if my household, my mom had company, if she had company, my auntie then was over there and they playing tongue. If my auntie called me for 17 beers in 12 minutes, I
You better
better
get
not
it.
frown up. My attitude better not change. If my auntie called me 17 times and say, get her something out the crock pot, if I look like I got an attitude, we, well, I always had the reports that my children knew how to act outside the house. So
Mhm.
they never really had to go to the school for behavior issues, but the behavior issues
Was
was
in.
all through the house, So um it bothers me because, like I said, so much that I was taught, and I just felt like they was mean, and why they trying to tell my mama what I need to be doing and all of that. So we need to understand that word village.
Yes.
So now that's something that I am trying to instill harder with the teens and the young mothers that I come in contact with through work. So and some of them are open to listening, and you still do have the ones that don't want you to say anything to their children. And I feel like that's not right, because you should be able to redirect a teenager that walks in and do not say hello, or um
I'm gonna go to sleep on that
or a
one.
teenager that don't properly take the phone message. You know what I'm saying? If you have an emergency and you're calling, and you gave a descriptive message, but it was not it was not passed on like that.
Right.
So again, it's certain things people just do not want you. Oh, don't tell me she had no attitude on the phone when you called. You know what I'm saying? You called our house. See, people flips the script.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard. But I believe if we just go back to respecting our village and loving our village and allowing the village to assist us, I think that is going to be an amazing start along with your book. So
Yes.
let everybody know exactly where they can reach you, how they can get your book, how it needs to be in some Christmas stockings. I
Oh,
got mine from Amazon in 24 hours. So if you're a Prime member,
get it early.
get it early. So go ahead, Miss Alexa.
So you could purchase the book via Amazon. It is $12. And the reason I made it $12 because the girls become preteens at 12.
You know,
So
girl, you don't have to tell people your business.
I
Just
just want
me.
y'all to know.
Just me.
So y'all can purchase it on Amazon, and that's the only place it's available. But in January, I will have them on hand. So if you want a book to come pick it up and meet me, you can do that. I'm located at Creative Salon on 16th and Pulaski. For those of you that don't know, Creative. And that's pretty much it, right? That's all you add.
Yeah, I think tonight, what a powerful conversation. Miss Alexis, I thank you for pouring into teen girls, into parents, into households all across the country. Your work, your voice is needed. It's needed out here in households again. And to let the parents know and understand that they can talk the way they need to talk. Clock the T. They can say that. If the kids is talking crazy, talk back crazy.
Yeah, talk back
If
crazy.
they talking back to you, talk back.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Us
Definitely.
parents, these parents got to stick together now. We're gonna have a meeting.
A
We got to have a
parent
meeting to get these kids in order.
Definitely.
But I appreciate everything that you are pouring into households again, because it's such a need to make responsible teen young women again. We need to see some. We do. We really
Yes.
do. Because me just having a 16-year-old son, I'm just not pleased with some of the people, the young ladies that have to call. And when he calls me on lunch, how they be saying stuff about his mama in the background. These are the things that people need to get this book so they can teach their daughters how to talk around other people's parents.
Yes.
It's a need. It's definitely a
It is
need.
a need.
But again, thank you so much
you.
for coming. And okay, thank you so much for listening to Crazy Conversations with Miss Kim on the station that feeds your brain, IntellectualRadio.com. Good night, friends.